wanted to talk about this when we talked about Flick, because the tug of war between Flick and Brazzo, as far as Flick's adamant on getting Timo Werner, and I know that that's a player you really like, going back and forth on if he would fit in the Bayern system. But I mean, going on everything that Flick has done so far, he's given us no reason not to trust him. Um, but he says that Werner and Havertz are his priorities. Whereas I think Brazzo really burned the bridge with Werner with his statements. Given the scene, I basically said he didn't think Werner had what it takes to be at Bayern, and Werner didn't take that too kindly. But then also, I think he's still got a soft spot and he really wants to play at Bayern, which I appreciate. I really love the way that he is fully committed. He's, call me, I'll come through, which we might not be able to say the same about Sane. So wanted to ask you about that, whose side you're on that. If we trust Flick, do we truly go after Werner and say goodbye to the Leroy Sané dream?
I think that's two separate questions. So I'll break it down this way. Do I trust Flick or Brazzo more?
No, I mean, that's
Hold on. Let me explain where I'm going with this. Because of the two of them, I trust Flick more.
Okay.
I have almost no faith in Brazzo because no one has ever come out and explained to me exactly what his role is and how he's doing it. Because I still don't think if someone came out from Bayern and said his role has been completely to be the public face and we're working deals behind that and he's almost like a diversion or whatever, then I'd say, all right, great, he's done his role perfectly. But if you're telling me his role is to go out and find the players that we need, then I'd say he's failed miserably at his role. And the KHR and Uli Hoeneß have had to come in and be like, all right, well, we tried to give you this job and you didn't do that. So let me come in and do that. And Flick has come in from the beginning and had a plan of exactly what he expected of his team, what he wanted, what he needed, and how to get to it. And I think that before Hansi Flick was even in charge, when it was Kovac, I was sold on Werner. I thought he could play there. He could play out on the left. We could play two-striker with him and Lewandowski. I think Lewandowski would actually really enjoy playing with Werner, having someone with that, incredible pace up front. I mean, he likes playing with Serge. Serge likes to play very similar. He's just more comfortable out wide, but he likes to tuck inside. So I think you could play them together. But I don't want to say no to Leroy Sané because he is that good.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the unfortunate thing is I feel like it very much is one or the other, which I think really brings up a good point. Sane is the type of skill-wise, you couldn't. I mean, he's so dynamic, I guess is what I'm saying. Because I'd say the closest thing would be Coman, but he's just like he's a Coman on steroids. He's Coman with Coman and had the injuries, Whereas I feel like Serge and Werner, again, none of these players are all that similar, but I think style of play, Serge and Werner are much more similar.
I think Leroy Sané is almost a combination of Coman and Gnabry. You take that striker instincts that Serge has and the winger aspects of Coman, the best parts of those, and you get the top level of what Sané is.
Right. So yeah, it's it's interesting that he's so adamant in getting in team. I just wonder what he has in mind for that.
I have to believe because he's had a plan the whole time and he's had a vision and he's put it in place and seen it succeed, that I feel like you almost have to trust him until he proves that you can't trust him. Whereas Brazzo, to me, has done the opposite, where I've tried to trust him and he's come up short.
Yes, it's a tough one. I mean,
I will say that one thing, though. Brazzo loves Bayern, and I don't think he would ever do anything negative to Bayern. Nothing he's done has been deliberately to not be successful. I just don't think
a lot of people want to blame him on the Sané thing. I think when this is said and done, there's a lot of layers to it.
I don't think it. I wouldn't blame the Sané deal on him.
Yeah,
I blame Pep for that.
That the whole thing. And apparently, I mean, he's taking lead on it from what I'm hearing. They're able to have initial talks because remember they still can't put concrete offers on the table until
Right.
April 1st.
But he is at
So
least out there. He's having meetings, which he's always been able to do. He's
yeah,
always been out and meeting with people and getting information. And you know, maybe the fact is that KHR and Uli were not willing to relinquish all of the power. And a lot of what he had to do was go out and get information, bring it back to the boardroom and say, all right, guys, let's piece this together as a group. And then when it's time to make the announcements, you know, when you're the higher up, you make the announcement, right?
here's my thinking too. I think Braz is a really smooth talker. I think he's able to get into a lot of rooms. And I don't necessarily think that is his fault that deals don't get closed. I think some of that has to do with back home, not willing to spend the money that maybe Brazzo. I kind of feel like I envision him coming in and saying, yeah, 100. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Coming in smooth talking, goes back, and they're like, 100 for Sane? Nah, you got to do better than that. You know, I kind of feel like it's a situation, which is I feel like what happened before. And then Castro said, no, we're not doing that. He comes in and said, what can you do for me, Pep? What can you do for me, City? Bring that down a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that if someone told me that that's what his role has been, then I'd say, yeah, he's done his role really well. He's gone out there and been.
Alfonso Davies, that alone, I think, masterclass. No one. I mean, I love Davies. I watched some Premier League just to watch him when I heard the rumors, and I was like, okay, this kid's legit. And I don't even watch him. Oh no, sorry, not Premier League, MLS.
Yeah.
But
He
yeah,
wouldn't have been playing in Premier League.
he had a vision for that.
No, he did. It's not that I don't think he's done a good enough job to, like, I'm not saying go fire him or whatever. I'm just saying,
Who do you trust?
who do I trust right now? The guy who's come in and shown a clear vision and gotten the respect of the players, and and maybe some of my mistrust or more trust in him is my lack of trust in Kovac seeping over into that.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be an interesting dynamic, I think, as far as Flick wanting the veto rights and all of that. Because, like I said, I think that they're going to do everything they can to give him the power, especially when he's got those results. But it's going to be a new territory for Bayern.
Well, it's a lot of new people. I mean, at this rate, Brazzo is going to be the longest serving person in this core.
Yeah, it's true.
You got Herbert Heiner in there. You got Oliver Kahn in there. You got Flick in there, and you got Brazzo. And you look at those five, and Brazzo's like, man, I'm I'm the old man out right here.